Hello, everyone, and how are we doing this evening? We are another day into this week, and it has been exciting already. So, what are you guys working on? Where were you guys hitting roadblocks? Are you even hitting roadblocks? Or are you just powering through, getting through this week and this month? Definitely some very exciting things that have been happening. Love what you guys are doing out there. So, just want to do our check in, see how you all are doing. Just pretty cut and dry today. Nothing super special. Earlier today, we talked about uh, as a leader killing morale in your organization, right? And one of the things you see is leaders get fearful when their workers are joking around, sending messages and stuff like that because they fear that they're not being productive and they fear they're not actually doing work, that they're just slacking off. So, I want to kind of address this because I mean, from the leadership perspective, there may be a legitimate concern in there, but my first question would be like, do you really know your people, right? Because if your people are able to joke around, have morale, crack jokes, hang out, send messages, but they're getting their work done and they're getting their work done well, why would you want to crush that? I've heard a lot of people try to defend it by saying, well, if they weren't goofing off like that, they could be doing even more productive work. But have you ever seen what forced productive work looks like? It's actually very less productive because the morale is gone, the inspiration's gone, the will to just you know be out there and be inventive is gone. It crushes it, and you're just, oh, you need to drone away, and it's just people are going to put minimal work, minimal effort into there, and the big thing is you kill creativity because sometimes that joking around, those little conversations, those messages can actually spark creative insights and be like, whoa, hey, I just thought of something. And they could do some great things, right? And you as a leader, you don't want to create that uncomfortable culture where people are afraid to talk to each other, work around and collaborate and crack some jokes here and there. One of the really good signs when your team is when they are cracking jokes and they're having fun, right? Now, obviously, there is a line, right? Obviously, if they're joking around too much and not getting any work done, that's you need to correct that. But if they are doing their tasks, they are doing them well, they're performing above the standard, jokes aside or not, like you should be rewarding that. You should be happy about it, and especially if they're all melding as a team and working together. Now, I will say this, which will be a topic for a later discussion. If you feel that in that time that they're joking around and this and that and they're doing productive work, well, they could be doing more, then look inward first. Did you create a culture where you gave them very loose and ill-defined roles and responsibilities? Or are you actually managing them well, right? One thing that would be very fearful, and some organizations do this, they see that productivity and they see that high inspiration and they start compiling more work on the individuals before they actually even talk to them and figure out what's going on. And that can crush an organization right there. That can crush individuals. It can crush an organization, right? Especially when you start seeing that these high performers who are doing well, who are very um, inspiring and they're very motivated and they're very like just have that collaborative nature, you start giving them other people's work or giving them more work and it's crushing them, especially if you're substandard performers, your 60 percenters, there's nothing going on with them. So if you're rewarding good behavior with more work and you're not doing anything, you're just being indifferent to substandard or mediocre performance, that's the sign you have a bad environment. So just some things to ponder and some things to think about, and would be more than happy to open up that discussion with you all if that's what you want to talk about. But in the meantime, I encourage you as leaders to take a look at your teams, how they're running, and how comfortable they are approaching each other, approaching you as the leader, bringing up issues and recommendations, right? Because one big red flag for you as a leader, if there are problems and no one's raising red flags to you, that means they're not comfortable enough to come talk to you, right? So kind of think about that and address those, right? It's one thing if they're like, hey, here's a red flag, they're addressing it, they don't need to bring it to your attention. But it's another if they're just not bringing bad news to you in the first place with recommendations, 'cause that means they're not comfortable bringing those problems to you. And they don't have that confidence that you are either going to have their best interests in heart or be able to handle that. So sometimes they'll just wait for the news to hit you through the other channels. So kind of balance that out. You need to balance that and think about it. But again, we will discuss that at a later time. Or if you want to discuss it now, put it in the comments. Let's go. Let's discuss it now and really see what's the root of the problem, and let's board game this together. Let's brainstorm this and figure it out, because we're not going to get any better if we're not addressing and having these issues and having these difficult conversations, because they need to be had. They're going to happen. It will happen. It's inevitable. But it's, are you that kind of a leader who could approach the hard conversations, have the hard conversations open, honest, and candidly, and create that environment where people will bring you their recommendations and you hear them out and we discuss it and then we figure out the best plan of action? Or are you just going to be indifferent to it? I don't know. Let's find out. Anyway, you guys keep up the great work out there. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep hitting those goals, milestones. Always happy to help you out when I can. Don't ever hesitate to reach out. Shoot me a message, whether it be on LinkedIn, social media. If you got my phone number, my email, hey, do not hesitate. If you're on LinkedIn, you see you could book an appointment with me. Open up my Calendly link and schedule some time. Let's go after it. That's what I'm here for. Let's have these discussions. Let's have these free discussions and let's talk about what's going on. Love supporting you guys. Love helping you out. Love seeing you grow. All right, guys, stay good.